Hello and welcome to Deep Cuts the Game, the movie trivia podcast with great movies and great guests. Every week I bring on three interesting people from the world of entertainment, give them three movies, and challenge them to quote the most obscure actors they can. The deeper the cut, the more points they earn. I'm your host, Jeff Penn, and with me as always, my co-host, Alex Young, a man who would absolutely follow a witch into a magical suitcase if there were baked goods involved. Alex, how are you doing?
Pretty good, Jeff. For a split second, I thought there's going to be no insult off the top, and you're just like, it's my co-host. And I'm like, oh, that's nice. But then you had a really accurate statement.
I mean, pastries, right? You got to go
pastries,
for it.
Bread, anything from a bakery I am in. I'm easily seduced by witches. But Jeff, I'm really excited for this episode. I'm really excited about our special guest. You've managed to get one of my all-time personal favorites, and I want to get into it. So I'm just going to bring in our returning guest, because joining us for her 6th episode, not always the highest score, but always a pleasure. Please welcome Jess Taylor.
Hello, gentlemen. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Hey, happy to be here. More importantly, let's intro the other guy because he's
all right. Today's guest is one of those rare performers who can do absolutely anything: comedy, drama, Broadway, voice acting, directing, writing comics, and apparently surviving encounters with magical beasts. You've seen him steal scenes in Balls of Fury, charm the entire wizarding world as Jacob Kowalski in the Fantastic Beasts films, and pop up in everything from indie gems to massive blockbusters. Honestly, if there's a movie where someone's having the most fun on screen, there's a good chance it's Dan Fogler. Dan, welcome to Deep Cuts the Game. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Whereabouts are you today? I know you're in the UK. You're a few hours ahead of us. Are you working on something out there that you're allowed to talk about, or is it still a hush secret?
I'm living out here, man.
Oh, nice.
In the UK. Yeah. This is where I live now. It's very interesting. Whoa. You know what? I'm looking for the hell did, oh, you know what? I'll put this hat on because my hair's crazy and it's cold out here on my little porch thing. And hi. Okay. Here we go. This is interesting, isn't it? Is this working?
Oh, that's
this
perfect.
Is not working
it's perfect.
At all.
No, it's cool.
No,
man.
it's
great.
It's terrible.
So
what happened?
You're good. We were just asking what you're doing in the UK. You're living there now. I know. Are we allowed to talk about, like, you're going to be on a pretty big show this year, if I'm not mistaken, for a few episodes. The new season of the House of the Dragon, right?
You got it.
So yeah, that's I'm sure these two are more caught up on House of the Dragon than I am. Sure. I've fallen off the last season. Are you allowed to tell us anything about your character coming up?
Yeah, I'm playing Sir Torin Mandalay, who is like what has been said about him? Yeah, he is the master of coin. Basically, he's come to help everyone with their taxes in Westeros. That's why I wanted to be flying on dragons, but they, whatever they gave me, I was happy with.
I mean, that's pretty interesting. Yeah, you're essentially a tax collector kind of guy in that, and then in the Fantastic Beasts movies, you're like, oh, cool, and they're like, no, we want you to be a Muggle who bakes. Are you like, damn it? Like, right, when do I get a wand and get to do some magic?
Exactly. Yeah, there's a theme here. Yeah, they finally gave me a wand. They were like, in the third movie, they gave me a wand, and I was like, really? And they were like, yes, but it's not real. You're like, what? Come on,
it's for show.
Yeah, they keep on messing with my head, but one day it'll all work out nicely.
And I was mentioning to Alex before you got here with us, I was like, I noticed that you got comic books, you've got Brooklyn Gladiator and Fishkill, I think, are a couple of the titles that you've done. You and I are the same, not the exact same age, but we would have graduated the same year from high school. Let's just say that a long time ago. So were comic books something that you grew up with, much like I did? Were you always into the comic book scene?
Yeah, that's how I learned to read. Like, it was, yeah. Like a lot came from reading comic books. A lot of my joys in life came from reading comic books, and like writing them and drawing them when I was a kid. And you realize that's a lot of the same skills that you need to do storyboarding and like creating characters and creating different characters and scenes and and writing action. And so yeah, it was a lot of good homework for what I do today. um yeah, and I have, so thank God there have been some publishers who have said, yeah, let's see what you got. And I've worked with my heroes. I got to work with Heavy Metal
Yeah.
magazine, who was like just a huge influence on my childhood. Heavy Metal the movie, watching that movie just like over and over on HBO, like, just blew my mind. And if you just look at that movie by itself, um all of the SCTV voice cast, like John
John
Candy,
Candy, yeah.
and yeah, I was like, I just love that. And so my first comic book that I made was an homage to basically Heavy Metal and Heavy Metal the movie, which was Moon Lake.
Okay.
And that's like my Twilight Zone, Tales from the Crypt anthology series. And then I kind of willed it. I was like, because I made it as an homage, I think they were like, "Yes, come in, we like you," and and they made me they published me, and so I'm on volume 3 with that one, and we're gonna do a fourth soon. And then a lot of my stuff is derivative of that world. So I did a dystopian sci-fi, which is a Brooklyn Gladiator, which could be a story straight from Heavy Metal magazine. And we're turning all of these things into film and animation. We're trying to franchise everything. And then the other thing is Fishkill, the other title, which is basically a story about what's happening right now. It's a prequel to Brooklyn Gladiator, and it sets up the seeds that create the dystopian cautionary tale. But yeah, that's yeah. I'm very fortunate to be in a world where I could just do all the things. Well, I don't know about all the things, but many of the things that I just used to do as when I was a kid, and just got a lot of joy from when I was growing up.
So, as a kid of the 80s, much like myself,
Mhm.
and I've been watching a bunch of your movies in the last week here, how do you enjoy getting to go back and play a character in that time? Like stuff like, like Fanboys is in the 90s, but Take Me Home
Hamilton.
Tonight, you're in the 80s. Even Good Luck Chuck, it's not you, but it's based on a character like, I believe Troy Gentile plays young version of you in the 80s, and then you get to go back and be in the Goldbergs, which is in the 80s. Like, how is it for you going back to play a time that you remember, but remember maybe as like a 12-year-old, and now here you are playing it as an adult?
It's one of the greatest things ever. like like think about it. Like, I love all that stuff. I loved action figures and comic books and playing outside, and and I love being a kid in the 80s, growing up in the 80s. And then watching those giant blockbuster movies that Spielberg and Lucas made, and just I feel like it was the greatest time to be a kid, really. And and then my first gig is Fanboys, where they're just like, yeah, the whole thing is just an homage to everything we loved as children. You know, it's like great,
Perfect,
you
yeah.
know, wonderful. Yeah, and God, Fanboys was just that was my first big movie, man. And so Hutch was basically like me in an alternate universe if I never if I never got got into acting, or if it was just like, yeah, I'll just keep on collecting Star Wars toys, that's all. I'm just gonna I'm just gonna keep on going with that, like I like that. And then if I be like suddenly decided to have a comic book store, like he's very much me with the notch turned up. And so I was a kid in the candy store in that movie. Like I just I liked everything about it. Like it really reawoken my love for collecting again, because I wanted my trailer to resemble my room from when I was a kid. And when I was a kid, I had posters, like comic book posters, and you know rock and heavy metal posters, all not just all over every wall and every door, but on the ceiling. Like I stapled shit to my ceiling, like. And so I I wanted I wanted that feel when you came into my trailer. And so I did. I got all of these great Frazetta posters, and like it was, and I just put it on every single surface in my trailer. And I got action figures and stuff, and I was like, man, this is so fun. Basically, I in college I had to sell a lot of my collection for rent. So
Yeah, been there.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so then when I was like, "Ooh, I got a little money in my pocket. Yeah, I'm gonna start collecting comic books again." And so I was actually doing that for a long time. And yeah, that movie was just a joy, being able to do all the impressions, and of all the of all the people that we watched over the years, and then to actually meet the people like Billy D. Williams and Carrie Fisher. Like, holy
Yeah.
yeah, that it was. I'm often in a situation in the movies where I'm supposed to be somber, but I'm like, I can't keep the smile the smile from my face, because I'm like, oh my god, that's Princess Leia, and she and yeah, so yeah, that was really cool to meet all these people. And then I don't know what it is, man. Maybe I just got one of those faces, or just the joy of, like, I got to do Take Me Home Tonight was basically like, whoa, this is like an 80s movie. I'm like living
Yeah.
inside an 80s movie right now. And so I got to be like the Belushi or whatever in that kind of situation. And that was also like, wow, that was amazing that I was able to get that get that part and have that opportunity. Such a fun movie. One of the most fun movies I ever. Basically, it was just a nonstop party. It was like just two parties. It was one of those one crazy night kind of movies, and stole cars.
Did
That was awesome.
blow. Yeah, just everything you could do. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the quintessential 80s experience. And then I get to, because I did Fanboys, and Adam Goldberg, that he wrote Fanboys, and he he remembered me from that and was like, "Hey, come on and be Uncle Marvin on the Goldbergs." And then on the Goldbergs is just all 80s, so much fun. Like I got to drive the DeLorean.
Yeah.
I got to steal the Kit car and drive that freaking thing around. Like, every episode I had I had a new crazy iconic car to drive, and just that alone was so fun. We had the Karate Kid episode. Like we did all these things that you just you get to pay homage to all these, movies you loved. Yeah, I'm basically just a kid in the candy store. I can't. when I think about it, I'm like, wow, how did I? That's amazing that I got to. Because it's almost like I manifested it. You know, it's like I had so much love for these things that I now I get to. Now it's
Yeah,
like my work.
you're like a kid in like one of those like Twilight Zone episodes that like just whatever he thinks happens kind of thing. And it's like, yeah, can go back and tell your 12-year-old self that don't worry, you're gonna get to drive the DeLorean and you're gonna get to drive the
Yeah.
kit car and you're gonna get to act with all these people that you grew up. Was there a moment like what was the first moment where you're like, holy crap, I'm acting opposite or with someone that I grew up as a fan of?
Wow. I mean, aside from all the Star Wars people I mentioned in fanboys, um, like when I was with Chris Walken,
I'm gonna say, yeah,
and,
Chris
and
Walken, yeah.
you read my mind. Chris, yeah, that was surreal. But he was so I don't know, he was very chill with me. Like sometimes you don't know how you're gonna react. Like like you'll be working with someone who like Chris, like I should have been totally Star Trek struck, but he was um yeah, no, it was like there was a camaraderie there, which was cool. I think because I came from the theater and musical theater, and uh so there was like an easiness there. But yeah, that was weird. But like I once met Bill Murray and I couldn't freaking speak. I don't know. I don't know, you don't know when it's gonna happen. You don't know who you're gonna react to.
I can imagine, yeah. If Bill Murray was on this screen with me right now, I would just be like,
Hi.
"Hi, yeah." um. Okay, so I don't want to get too deep into anything crazy with you, Alex. You got a
I got
question?
a quick
I
one.
go for it.
Was it difficult getting to the because in the offer you played Francis Ford Coppola, and was that a
Yeah.
difficult role to get into, playing like a real guy? Presumably, you've seen a bunch of his movies.
Did it seem like it was a difficult role for me to get into?
I mean, you nailed it, but I'm curious if it was a challenge for you to kind of grasp that.
You know what's crazy about Francis was it's kind of I don't know, you grow up on the East Coast and that's kind of already it was already in my blood, and I saw Hearts of Darkness really early on. Like I saw Hearts of Darkness at 15, and it's all him. You look at that. So I feel like I've kind of been studying him for a while, um, and there's really a lot for him of him to behind the scenes stuff to see. Um, but even Hearts of Darkness it was after um, The Godfather, so he's also even more like manic and mad scientist. Uh, yeah, but what was the most helpful was that book. There's a book called The Godfather Notebook, which is essentially, and he has it in every episode. He's walking around with this big freaking notebook that he's constantly referring to. That basically Francis took all the pages from out of the books, from out of the Godfather book, and he took all the pages he was going to use for the movie, and then he pasted it into a larger notebook. And all of his thoughts and his anxieties and his casting choices are in the margin. And so to open that up and have that in front of me, his personal, emotions about the project, that was incredibly helpful. Yeah, I had a lot of help. And it was the environment was like a time machine. Like we were we were walking on the Paramount lot where they shot several of the scenes, and um yeah, it was one of the very magical. I've been part of some really cool experiences. That was really classic. Yeah.
Well, I know we got a time that we need to get out because you're busy. You got comic books and movies to work on and stuff to work on. So why don't we jump into a game of deep cuts? So the first thing we're going to do, Dan, to decide who's going first, second, or third, I'm going to give you the name of an actor or an actress, and I
Yeah.
want the three of you to try to tell me what they're best known for is on IMDb. So we just call it the IMDb game. So I'm going to give you some that you work pretty closely with, and you mentioned them. Christopher Walken. What do you think should be number one on their IMDb list?
Oh, what are they
And I'll
most
give you all a
known
hint.
for?
Yeah, what's their best known for? There's no TV, not that, but just, there's no Severance and there's no, I think he's got that British show, The Outlaws or something like that. So there's no TV on his list. What do you think
That's
should be
funny.
number one?
Well, that's a funny thing because
It's, yeah.
I said I had a conversation with him, and I said, he goes, Dan, I've won I've won the Academy Award. I've worked with some of the greatest actors in the world. And no matter where I go, I can go to Nepal. This little boy will come up to me and say, hey, more cowbell.
That's not where I thought you were going with that at all.
So he's he thinks it's really like, I don't, it kind of irks him that's what
he's
people
known for.
yeah, more cowbell.
Okay,
But so it's not that. It's not SNL.
it's not that. No,
Not
it's not
SNL.
that. Thankfully, it's not that. Not that that wasn't great, but it's not that.
Is it what is he most known for? I mean, I want it to be like, is it like the Deer Hunter or something? Or
Let's put Deer Hunter down.
Yes,
That's
that's
not
a
a bad
good guess.
guess. It's a good guess.
okay. Okay.
Jessica Taylor, what do you think should be on his list?
Catch Me If You Can.
Is it? Oh,
Catch Me If You Can.
Is
Alex,
my guess.
what's your guess?
I'm wondering if it's something like more random, like Sleepy Hollow.
It's not.
wow.
Two of you are on the board though. Catch Me If
Oh.
You Can is number one,
Wow.
and Deer Hunter is number two because he was nominated for both those roles.
Wow.
And then also
Okay.
The Prophecy.
Mm,
And then
love The
get this
Prophecy.
last. I get Hairspray's on his list, and I kind of get it. Just that's what my daughter would know
I
him
love
from.
Hairspray.
Like people who are like 20 or so might know Hairspray more than they know the Deer Hunter.
Forgot about Hairspray.
Yeah. So Jessica,
Wow,
would you like to
Catch
go?
Me If You Can.
Yeah, it's the supporting actor nomination, which I mean it's such a small role though, so I'm a little
He's good
surprised.
in it though.
Sure, he is.
It's a good monologue.
Jess Taylor, would you like to go first, second, or third?
You know what? Put me first.
All right, Jess is gonna take this one by the
Oh
horn.
shit!
Dan,
You guys are getting
would you like-
serious.
Would you like to
No.
go second or third? Don't worry, Jess has. I told Alex, he was like, "How many episodes has Jess been on?" And I was like, This will be her sixth, and she has 4 of the lowest scores in game history. So she's prepped. She's ready for this one.
Dan, my goal is to make you look good. Okay. Not that you need any
Okay.
help. Not that you need any help, but I'm just saying.
Dan, would you like to go
I-
second or third?
3 is the magic number.
All right, and Alex at number 2. So today's 3 movies are, we've talked about them a bit already, Fanboys, Take Me Home Tonight, and Fantastic
Yes.
Beasts, and Where to Find Them. So while the 3 of you
Okay.
think about your deep cuts from those movies, let's hear a word from my make-believe sponsors.
In a world where heroes rise, villains fall, and collectors search for the next great issue, one comic shop stands above the rest. Heroic Dreams in Pickering. Your destination for new comics, classic back issues, graphic novels, collectibles, and trading cards. Whether you're building your pull list or hunting for that elusive grail, Heroic Dreams has you covered. Visit them on Kingston Road in Pickering and follow them on Instagram and Facebook. Heroic Dreams. Every legend starts somewhere.
We are back with Deep Cuts the Game. We've got Alex Young, Jessica Taylor, and Dan Fogler. We're doing his movies, Fanboys, Fantastic Beasts, and Where to Find Them, and the very delightful Take Me Home Tonight, which I was happy to watch again. I had not seen that in a bit, and it's a fun one. Dan, before we jump into it, I gotta ask, you've been part of some like really big franchises now, and you're a fan of comic books and stuff like that. Was there ever like a Marvel or a DC opportunity for you that just didn't pan out, or that you weren't interested in, or just curious? Because at this point now, everyone
Did I
has
audition
almost
for?
been.
I don't.
No, okay, no, I
What
was
was
just curious that
What
like,
was everyone has almost been.
well, it's
I,
like you're like, well, Anthony Hopkins has been in a Thor movie, for Christ, like stuff like that. You're like, wow, like,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's like, yeah,
No,
and I was like, yeah,
So I'm trying to think if I've ever. There's been a lot of animated stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, the Kung
That
Fu
I've
Pandas and Horton Hears
no
the
no
Who.
no. I'm
Okay,
talking about Marvel and
Marvel.
DC, and let me think if there's. I don't think I've ever been up for any live action. I mean, I would love to be in any of that. I'd love to be in any of the. I love the Batman. That universe. Would love to try a villain, or love to be like a cop in that universe. Also love Spawn,
Oh yeah.
and that's starting up. I'd love to be in any of that stuff. Yeah, I love. My gosh,
Well,
it
let's
would be a
manifest
joy.
that for you. Let's
Yeah,
make this happen.
my thing is Star Wars. I want to be in
Mm.
Star Wars movies or anything. There's so much Star Wars going on.
All
Look
right,
at my
man.
beard. It's so Star Warsy.
Well, let's put it out there. We'll get it out there. All right, Jess, you decided to go first. What is your deepest cut from any of these three movies? And remember, you don't need to know the person's name. You can just be like,
Right.
they were in that other thing, and we'll figure it out.
So, I watched, Dan will admit, I watched Fanboys last night, and I loved it. You could tell how much fun you were having in that movie. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna pull. So I can't remember the actor's full name, but he was in Remember the Titans, and he played Louis Lastic in Remember the Titans.
Which
I believe-
character is he in Fanboys? Do you remember
I
that?
think
might
he's
help.
I think he said, "Hey, if you touch my niece again," like he pushes me against the van.
That's Ethan
Ethan-
Suplee. It's Ethan Suplee.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
playing
Harry Knowles.
Harry Knowles. Yes.
Yes.
So
Thank you.
Ethan Suplee for 9 points. Jess, that's a good one. It's funny, Alex. Harry Knowles was actually in another movie we did on Deep Cuts. He's in The Faculty.
Really?
He's a teacher in The Faculty movie, but had like no lines. It's just in the background. So that's a good one. Alex, what's your first deep cut?
Ethan
also from Fanboys.
Ethan Suplee is like totally Jack now.
Oh
I
my
just- I
God!
don't
Yeah,
know
he
why.
is.
Wild. I had no idea.
Yeah, he is.
No
yeah,
idea.
Yeah, he is crazy, like buff now.
It's a different person. Anyway, sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, that's a good one. Alex, what's your first deep cut?
I believe he's the brother of one of the leads, but Roy from The Office is working at
Yeah.
the car dealership.
Yeah, in
had him.
in Fanboys. Yeah, there's a lot of car dealerships in your
I had-
movies, Dan. That's
That's true.
David.
That's-
That's David Denman from The Office. He was also what was he in? Big Fish.
Peacemaker. He's in Peacemaker.
Peacemaker. That's right.
And
For
he's in the Replacements too, just for the record. He plays the tight end.
that's 8 points for that. Dan, where do you get 2 in a row now? Because we're gonna go 3, like it's 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. So you get 2 deep cuts in a row. Who do you remember that other people might not from any of these 3 films?
Okay. I thought I only thought about one, but I can think about others. I do have to. Okay. So let's do Fantastic Beasts. Narlac,
Mm-hmm.
who is played by one of my favorite actors, Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman.
And
yes.
And it's amazing how many people forget that he was in that. I guess it's because he's all CGI'd
CG.
playing.
But yeah, and
Brilliant.
was it even when I'm listening to his voice, I'm like, I know this voice, and and I even had his name written down already at that point, and I was like, who is this? I know the voice, and I was like, oh shit, it's Ron Perlman. So yeah, Ron Perlman for 11 points. Because like you said, he is mostly he's all CG and just some voice. So that's a very good start. What is your second deep cut, Dan?
Oh my gosh.
You're off to a good start.
Okay, thank you. I just realized that, I mean, it's so obscure. I don't know what else he could have been in. I think he was only in Take Me Home Tonight.
Okay. I think I know where you're going.
Okay.
I think, is it a very interesting name?
Yes, he's a Frankenstein.
Yes, he is. That's good enough for me. He's the other guy in the bathroom, right? Like he is the friend of someone we won't say who it is, but his name is Clement von Frankenstein.
Yes.
And yeah, he's in some other things. He's in a lot of like 80s TV shows and like, but nothing anyone would be like, oh, that's Clement von Frankenstein. So
Frankenstein.
Is it? Yeah, it's like when I saw the name, I was
he's supposedly, this is what he told me, at 4 a.m. while we were shooting this crazy scene where he's all clad in leather, and it's an amazing scene. It's probably one of the funniest scenes in that movie. But he said that he's authentically a Frankenstein. His lineage goes back to the actual Frankensteins. I don't know if they were bringing people back from the dead, but yeah, that's his deal.
That's a great connection. He's worth 18 points because
holy shit.
I mean, dude, out of 20, like he honestly should be worth 20 points because who would have known that? So that's a very good one. Alex,
nice.
It's back to you. Your second cut.
I feel good. I feel really good about this.
Off to a great start.
Yeah,
from Fanboys, because it's just got one of my all-time favorites in it, which is Ray Park.
Yeah, Ray Park is one of the guards at the Skywalker Ranch, who also was Toad in the X-Men movie. Yep. Yep. I remember being so excited when I heard he was going to be Toad in the X-Men movie, and then I was like, oh, this is Toad in the X-Men movie.
Small shirt. There we go.
He's worth 11 points, Alex.
Great.
So
Wow.
Jess Taylor, you get 2 in a row. Your second and your third.
Oh, baby.
So, Dan, we are going to come back to you. So if you have any more in your brain, have them locked and loaded, okay?
Thank you.
Jess, okay, Jess, it's coming to you. Jess, what do you got?
Okay, I'm gonna go. I'll go Fantastic Beasts as well because I thought this is one. I feel like anyway, he's not in it a lot, but he's right at the end. Mr. Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp, yeah. So yes, because he's like honestly one of the biggest actors in the world, kind of thing. But he's got one line, and he's in the movie for about 7 seconds.
Yeah,
so he's worth 11 points, Jess. He's
take
worth
it.
11. Yeah, that's a good cut. What's your third one?
So my third one will be can't pronounce. I know his first name's Joe. Can't pronounce his last name, but he also plays Charles Boyle in Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Joe Latruglio.
Yeah,
I believe his name is.
You got it.
Yeah,
you got it.
Joe for 10 points.
Oh, baby.
Wow.
Playing the guard while you guys are locked up. Joe Latruglio for 10 points.
I honestly had so much fun watching Fanboys.
Oh, there's so many people.
I loved it.
Alex, we're back to you for your third deep cut.
And Take Me Home Tonight, playing Dan's boss with, I don't think, any lines.
No lines.
Screen, Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah. I got to think there's got to be some deleted scenes with Bob Odenkirk.
There are.
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why they cut it. I think they cut it for time. It was hilarious.
He's worth 10 points as well, so it's a good one. Go ahead, Dan, please. If you got it, I was just curious. I remember like Take Me Home Tonight. Did it get delayed on its release? Was there something that happened with that movie that you can talk about?
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The movie got delayed because they had one of the higher ups had trouble with all of the blatant drug use, and so they were like, "Hey, it's the 80s. Like, what are you?"
Yeah.
So it sat there for a while until there was a little bit of change of power there. But yeah, Fanboys
Oh.
too. all those early
Oh.
movies I did.
Oh, I was gonna say
all of them.
we originally had Good Luck Chuck on the list to do, and I watched it and I was like, we can't do Good Luck Chuck. Like, not only like it's just like I was like, I'm laughing, but it's very like nowadays it'd be like, you can't make that movie anymore.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't make that movie.
Okay, we're back to you, Dan. You get 2 in a row again. What's your third and your fourth deep cuts?
Ooh, I'm gonna pull like a crazy ninja move.
Okay.
Both of my deep cuts are Seth Rogen from Fanboys.
I mean, that counts as one because he plays what, 2 characters.
He plays 3 characters.
Is he 3? Oh, is he?
Yes.
Is he the doorkeeper for? Okay, I
Yes,
was like,
he's
that's
like the-
gotta be someone. Yeah.
He's the Klingon. He's the Klingon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he gets
And
that
then,
big Jar Jar Binks
he's-
back tattoo.
Yeah.
He's Roach. He's the guy with Jar Jar Binks.
That's gonna be the shit.
You'll be the best guy.
Yeah, and then he's also the leader of the Trekkies.
Yeah, that
Yes.
you destroy the statue of. Yeah, that's a good one. He's worth 7 points. So now you get another one though, Dan. Sorry, Dan. He's got a
that's
lot of
fine.
screen time. So you're doing good
Yeah.
though. That's a good one. What's your fourth deep cut?
My fourth deep cut is Angie Everhart from Take Me Home Tonight, who is the other
That's right.
person in that crazy scene.
That's got to be pretty crazy as probably someone that you remember, as me, like a kid, like not really knowing who Angie Everhart was as a kid, but just being like, oh, she's a beautiful woman kind of thing. But yeah, that was that was an interesting scene.
No, she was iconic in the 80s, and then to see her before me was insane, and then to be in that scene with her was even crazier.
With
But
creepy Frankenstein
just-
lurking behind her.
with creepy Frankenstein, I was just like calculating the points. Like that's got to be some good points there.
She's 14 points for Angie Everhart.
Yeah! Come on!
All right, Alex Young, we're back to you. Let's. What's your fourth deep cut?
Man, I'm not gonna top that one, but I'll also take one from Take Me Home Tonight because one of my favorite British comedians is in it. Lucy Punch.
Lucy Punch, yeah, is
Oh
the
my
girl
God,
who
that's
has a
great.
crush on the lead character. Lucy Punch for 10 points. Is she
Love Lucy.
Hot Fuzz? Is she in Hot Fuzz? Is that what I'm thinking?
I think so, yeah.
I think she gets her head taken off. She's the bad actress, the guy, and then they get
That's right,
decapitated.
with Timothy Dalton.
So she's worth 10 points, Alex. 10 points for Lucy Punch.
Sweet.
It's a good one. Jessica, you're fourth and fifth. So Dan, we come back. You got one more trip too. We'll go quick. I know we got to get you going. So Jess Taylor, what's your fourth and your fifth deep cut?
Fourth and fifth picks here will be I'm gonna go back to Fanboys. I can't remember his name, but he is Shooter McGavin.
Yeah, playing the
Oh.
dad, Chris McDonald.
Thank you.
That's kind of like his go-to is playing the shitty dad kind
Yeah, he's the worst.
of. Because I think he was in Grind with
Yep,
and he was the same kind of like shitty dad. So he's worth 7 points for Chris McDonald.
That's
Jess,
fine.
What's your fifth?
So fifth will be, I'm trying to think. I'll go later I'll go Fanboys again. I think I'm gonna go Craig Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Greg Robinson is one of the stormtrooper guards at Skywalker Ranch
Wow, that's a good one.
for 11 points for Greg Robinson. That's a good one. Alex, back to you with your fifth deep cut.
Jeff, not to be that guy, but they're not stormtroopers. They're
Sorry.
THX 1138 guards. Come on, man, get your
Get it
Lucasfilm
right.
right. God, amateur
Nerds.
hour. Dan did mention this guy earlier, but I loved his name in the movie. Billy D. Williams plays Judge Reinhold.
Yes, yeah. Don't make fun of. He doesn't like when you make fun of his name. Billy D. Williams, yes, for 10 points. That's a good one, Alex. All right, Dan, we're back to you. It's your final two. We're in the home stretch here. What are your fifth and your sixth deep cuts?
Wow. Okay. Fantastic Beasts. Someone whom I love, Samantha Morton.
Yes, as the mother of the, I guess they're all like orphan kids kind of thing, right?
Yes, and she was in Minority Report. She's in all sorts of stuff.
For 8 points, a solid cut. And then your
Okay.
final one, Dan. What's your final deep cut here? I'm trying to think who you
Let's
shared
do
with.
fanboys. It was my turn?
It's your turn. This is your last one. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Kevin Smith in Fanboys.
Kevin Smith, yes. Playing not
think
Kevin
himself.
Smith, but kind of. Yeah, I gotta hope he's not playing himself, because that would mean horrible things for his friend.
Right, I forgot what he did. Yeah,
in between movies, having to, keep the bank accounts full. So Kevin Smith for 10 points. That's a good one. Alex, you're on your final deep cut.
From Take Me Home, as one of the leads' dad is 80s icon Michael Biehn.
Michael Biehn, yeah.
Oh, Michael Biehn.
That's a good one. For 8 points, Alex. 8 points for Michael Biehn.
I got a funny story about Michael Biehn.
Please do. Well,
Yeah, what's the Michael Biehn?
if we got time, go for it.
So I that was somebody that I got starstruck by, because I used to run around. Yeah, I used to run around as Reese, like playing that character from the Terminator when I was a kid. So there was a moment where I was there's like a car crash sequence, and then he's a cop, and he comes onto the scene and finds us. And so one day it was me and him, and we're walking to the car crash, and we were in, it just looked very post-apocalyptic, okay? And it was like a junkyard and smoke and shit. And I was just like, hey man, can we play like we're in the Terminator? He was just like, no, don't, please don't. And I was like, oh my God, I can't help it. I started running around with like making laser beam sounds, and he's like, Dan, you're lucky I like you. Please stop doing that. And I was just like, I couldn't control myself. I couldn't stop making machine gun laser sounds in his presence.
That's amazing.
And he's become a good friend since. So yeah, there's something to be said about being just genuine with the people that you.
Yeah, I think people
appreciate.
know when you're an actual fan of them and you're not poking fun of them, right?
Yeah.
Just Taylor, you got the final deep cut of the game. What do you have up your sleeve?
I'm gonna go Danny McBride.
Danny McBride, yeah. Very early Danny McBride role.
Very early.
One of the other guards. He's uncredited in the film, but has a pretty big part. So 10 points for Danny McBride.
Sure.
McBride, Jess. This is a close game. So that is our final one. I know we got to let Dan go. I'm just going to give you some people that you maybe missed. Will Forte would have been a good one in Fanboys. And then there's the two guys that come up and don't like the comic book that Sam Huntington characters.
Who is that?
The one guy is Noah Segan. I'm probably pronouncing his name wrong, but he's in all the Knives Out movies. He plays a different character in every Knives Out movie.
Okay.
Jennifer Goodwin supposedly is in Take Me Home Tonight, but I couldn't spot her. And she has a name, and I watched it, and I was like, "Shit, I didn't see her."
Yeah, I went to college with her. She's in the scene at the second party at the bar right before Angie Everhart walks. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense. Dimitri Martin, Michael Ian Black would have been good ones. And then the guy that you have a dance off with is a guy named Robert Hoffman.
Yeah.
She's, Amanda Bynes' boyfriend, and she's the man.
Right.
And he's a dancer. He's a really good dancer. And then Zoe Kravitz would have been a good one from Fantastic Beasts. She's just in the photo, so that would have been some good points.
I wondered if that counted or not. I was debating that.
Also CGI'd is Dan Hedaya from Clueless, the dad from Clueless. He's some sort of magical beast. But the final score is Alex Young with 57, Jess Taylor with
Really?
58, and Dan Fogler with 68 points. Congratulations, Dan. Big
There you go,
winner.
Dan.
Congratulations.
Oh my
So
god!
the prize
Really?
is nothing but we ask you if there's anyone you think might be a good player for Deep Cuts the Game. Could be an actor, could be a writer, could be just some person you think has a brain for this sort of nonsense. And there's no obligation, obviously.
That's what I win. I win that.
You win
that burden.
You win a burden, Dan. You win a burden. Congratulations.
Wow. Thank you. Oh, wow.
Is there anyone that you know or that you've run into that like loves sort of like the Hollywood kind of memory game?
Sure, yeah. Let me think about it.
Okay.
And is there anything before we let you go? Is there anything you would like to promote? You would like to direct people to? They can check out your stuff.
Yeah, check out my Instagram at Fogler's Fictions, where I talk about all my film and TV and comic books, and check it out.
Perfect. Dan, I want to thank you again for joining us today. Alex, we know where to find you. Jess, I know you try to stay hidden from people, so we won't direct them to find you. But yeah, totally check out Dan, especially in the new season upcoming of the House of the Dragon. And then I think there's a movie coming up, if I'm not mistaken, with a pretty good cast, All Day and All Night, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that should be fun, man.
Josh Hartnett, Camille Nanjiani, and some other people. So that looks good. And yeah, we'll direct everyone towards your Instagram page where more people should be following you and your stuff. Once again, thank you very much, everyone. And we'll see you next week. Take it easy. Bye.
Okay.